We're going to revisit the quadratic formula in this third video of 10C. So we'll just go through here and just mention that A is 2, B is 8, C is negative 17, and then use the quadratic formula. So we have that X is equal to the opposite of B, so negative 8 plus or minus square root of B squared gives me 64 minus 4 times 2 times negative 17 all over 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's going to be equal to negative 8 plus or minus the square root of, and let's multiply that out and get 64 and have a minus and minus, which is going to give me plus, and then that is 136 all over 4. So we have negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 200 over 4. Now this is what we've done before. All right, but now we know that square root of 200 is not okay to leave in that form. So we're going to come in and we're going to think of this as being the square root of 100 times the square root of 2. And so then that's going to be 10 square root of 2. So we'll have negative 8 plus or minus 10 square root of 2 over 4. All right, still not finished because we can actually reduce this fraction, and we haven't really talked about rational or fractions in this form before, but I'm going to go ahead and show this to you because you need to know it. I cannot just cancel the 4 and the 8 right here. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to factor out a common factor there of 2. So I'm going to take out a 2. It'll leave me with negative 4 plus or minus 5 radical 2 over 4. I'm going to cancel here, and I'll get a 1 and a 2. And my answer then is going to be negative 4 plus or minus 5 square root of 2 over 2. All right, so kind of the rule is that if there is a number that goes into all 3 of these, I can reduce it by that number. So it has to go into all 3. So 2 goes into negative 8, negative 4 times, 2 go into 10, 5 times, and 2 will go into 4, 2 times, and this is my answer. All right, so let's repeat over here. So B, I'm going to have a negative 10 plus or minus square root of 100 minus 4AC, which is going to be 28 all over 2. So that's going to be negative 10 plus or minus the square root of 72 over 2. 72, we're going to simplify. It's actually, the biggest number that'll go into it is 36. So it's going to be 36 and 2. So I am going to have then negative 10 plus or minus 6 radical 2 over 2. So simplify my radical 72 here to that. All right, so again, we're going to notice, we're going to check to see if it can reduce, and I'm going to look at my 3 outside numbers here, and I will see that 2 goes into all of them. So I am then going to simplify this. So I'm going to divide everything by 2 and get negative 5 plus or minus 3 radical 2 and then over 1. So I'm not going to write the over 1. One last example here, x squared minus 12. So just want to kind of, I don't know, I would probably do this with square root property. So I'm not going to do quadratic formula. If you did do quadratic formula, A is going to be 1, B is actually 0, and C is equal to negative 12. But I'm going to do the other method, so because it's too easy, x squared is equal to 12. Take the square root of both sides and get plus or minus the square root of 12, and that will be plus or minus, that's 4 and 3, so 2 radical 3. And that's the last of the notes.